All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
So in our past episodes, we broke the news about the illegal Chinese grow operations that are popping up across America. And not just outdoor guerrilla-style grows, but also indoor grows in expensive upscale neighborhoods. And now officials are warning about the widespread use of dangerous, banned chemicals and pesticides, and some folks are even using them to make bleach bomb-style devices. Things are getting so crazy that Sean Ryan had to sit down with Steve Robinson to talk about this very issue, and folks, things get really wild.
It furthers the CCP's goals to have as much cheap, crappy, poisoned pot as possible on the streets, as widely available as possible. So instead of being, fit and patriotic and ready to join the military, you're sitting on your couch smoking poison pot all day playing Xbox.
Just one of the impacts of growing illegal cannabis is pesticides, chemicals often banned in the United States.
One of those toxic chemicals was carbofuran, a lethal insect.
Hey, yo, you know that's some serious shit when the United States banned a chemical. You know what I mean? Because if you know anything about Monsanto, you know what I mean? You know we eating chemical-based food. So here it is. This one product coming from China. You know what I mean? And the United States banned it. But at the same time, they let it over here. They let China, let China spray it. I'm trying to tell you, man.
Military, you're sitting on your couch smoking poison pot all day playing Xbox.
Just one of the impacts of growing illegal cannabis is pesticides, chemicals often banned in the United States.
One of those toxic chemicals was carbofuran, a lethal insecticide that is effectively banned in the United States. A quarter teaspoon of it, we should note, can kill a 600-pound lion. This is dangerous.
You heard that?
And it can cause immense damage.
You heard that? A 600-pound lion.
To our lion. This is dangerous stuff, and it can cause immense damage to our people and our waterways.
So guys, this is a massive problem, and a lot of you home growers out there would know that what you put in is exactly what you get out. So putting in some of these dangerous banned chemicals, that's definitely going to cause health concerns for a lot of people who may consume these products. Now that being said, there is a lot of concern that these illegal banned pesticides are being used by Chinese grow operations that are popping up across America. Now what we've seen recently is a massive expansion of a lot of these illegal Chinese grow operations popping up across different states. I'm thinking Maine, California, Oklahoma, Oregon. There's a lot of different states with this problem.
This multi-million-dollar illegal pot bust in Lincoln County has led to 3 arrests. Take a look. Authorities seized nearly 8,800 pounds of marijuana worth more than $7.8 million. It was found in the remote wilderness. A hunter tipped off authorities in February. Nevada State Police conducted surveillance and found it was a historic grow site that was once again active. Nevada State Police say illegal grows can be highly toxic due to the pesticides. If you do see an illegal grow, you can contact Nevada State Police's Investigation Division.
So that example was over in Nevada, and there the police busted a grow site worth $7.8 million. And obviously they found tons of these banned pesticides and chemicals. And here we see another example of it happening, this time over in Oklahoma. And a lot of those folks are part of the Chinese mafia, and obviously they have weapons that they're using to protect their grows.
I've heard of stories that they're heavily armed with AK-47s. I don't want to pull in there and find out the hard way.
State law enforcement says this drone video from another Oklahoma Chinese grow house shows people rushing to hide marijuana when police showed up, hiding the illegal pot in a shed. For locals, even from the road, it's easy to spot the Chinese operations. Fences that no one else has in the area. Air conditioning units outside the barns. Vans used to transport the Chinese migrants to the pot farms. And expensive high-voltage electricity hookups to run fans and grow lights.
So this is obviously happening, and lawmakers are taking notice. And just a few months ago, there were 7 Chinese nationals which were charged in a multi-million-dollar trafficking ring. Check it out.
A group of Chinese nationals arrested, now accused of running a multi-million-dollar money laundering and drug operation while using illegal aliens they smuggled in from the southern border. Take it live to Boston, Massachusetts tonight, where the FBI now says these guys exploited America's immigration system, turning quiet suburban homes across the Northeast into their personal hubs for a criminal enterprise. So here's how it all allegedly worked. According to the feds, they say they smuggled illegal immigrants in from China up across the U.S.-Mexico border, then forced them to work in marijuana grow houses without access to their passports, all until they repaid their smuggling debts. Now, 6 suspects arrested just this week, but a 7th man, 47-year-old Yorong Zhu of Greenfield, Massachusetts, remains on the run tonight.
Now I want to show you guys just how widespread this is, because it's not only outdoor guerrilla style grows. Like I said, some of these folks are also purchasing U.S. property. I'm talking purchasing homes in upscale neighborhoods and renting them out and just using them to set up grow operations, full-on grow operations in upscale, expensive, wealthy neighborhoods. And that way people are like, well, nothing is actually happening out there. They set a few kids' toys outside and everything looks fine.
Hide it in plain sight.
This was the scene in Discovery Bay early this morning, as DCC officers raided a home on this otherwise quiet, unassuming street.
The houses that are being used specifically because it's small town America. Nobody suspects it's going to be happening here.
Investigators say the homeowner, his wife, and 3 young children lived in one half of the house, while there was a sophisticated grow operation in the
Who snitched on him? You gotta be a damn game stalker.
The other half, more than 400 plants spread out through various rooms with grow lights, fans, and a massive drip system. They say the common thread to all these cases is that the cultivation is linked to Chinese crime syndicates who have basically taken over the illegal marijuana market in California.
Wow.
Something that was once controlled by the Mexican cartels.
There was a shift from public land grows, mostly run by the cartels, to much more residential grows that are run by Chinese nationals.
Agents say the owner of the house, raided in Discovery Bay this morning, is Chinese, and also owned another house in Brentwood, which was the agent's next stop.
Police, search warrant for that entrance!
The front door had been barred shut with 2x4s.
You see how this life at the end of the day is just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make a lot of money, but see these people, when they doing this trafficking, you can't get out. This ain't one of those lifestyles that I'm gonna get in, make a couple $1 million and I'm a jet. Nah, once you win, you in for life. You know what I'm saying? To death do your part. Until you either get sentenced, get life in the penitentiary, or death, get killed in the game. But let's just be real. How many people do you know that's living this type of lifestyle can get in and get out? You can't. Even remember what happened? You don't even know what happened to Larry Davis. Remember Larry Davis tried to get out when he started shooting at the police, because the police was controlling Larry Davis on that American Gangster episode documentary that I watched a long time ago. But the cops was controlling him. Larry Davis was trying to get out the game. He didn't want to sell no more. Man, this dude was like, man, you gonna sell this crap? You know what I'm saying? And then that's how they open fire on each other in the apartment. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while since I seen that. But that's just a little example of when you in this lifestyle. Even if you a gang member, it's hard to get out. If you was born and raised into a gang. You know what I'm saying? It's to death do its part. And if you in this drug trafficking right here, man, you can't get out. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be like, man, I made enough money. Because some of y'all might say, man, you done made $20 million. Man, why don't you get out the game? You can't. You can't. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the way it is.
Inside, agents found the entire home had been turned into one massive grow house. The bedrooms were covered in reflective insulation with wires for grow lights running throughout the house, plus irrigation systems and dozens of gallons of pesticides and fertilizer. Agents said the grow had just been harvested, and based on the size, it was worth a substantial amount of money on the black market.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a lot of money in it, and that's why they...
there's a lot of money in it. Who got that type of money to even invest in something like that? You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, who were the electricians that came through and installed all these wires, that they paid real good to keep their mouth shut. You know what I mean? So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm running out of space. That's when we're gonna stop. I'm gonna continue the video. Shout out to this brother right here, Legal News. I just ran across this joint. I seen him before. I didn't watch too much of his channel, But he do be bringing some good information. But anyway, we out this joint.